circumstances that you could not today. In any environment, in Earth Canada, just want to do that. Oh, yes. There we go. You ever get, you know, when you have a friend and sometimes even before they can say something, you know what they're gonna be, you know what they're saying even before they can say it. But guess what? Today as we were driving through, we got here, and it's like a feeling came over me. And it's like my sister was saying, Harry, I know you like to talk stupidness. Don't go being embarrassed. Trust me. It's like she was saying to me, I know you know. You don't go being embarrassed. So guess what, sis? Because I know you don't like me embarrassing you, I'm gonna do something who I know you don't like me doing. Same. Just to embarrass you for the last time because you know whatever you don't like me to do, I just move up from it to it. So sister, need to you. My God is awesome. He can rule mountains. Keep me in the valley. Hide me from the rain. My God is awesome. Heals me when I'm broken. Strength when I am weak. Forever He will reign. My God is awesome. 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 My God is awesome. Tammy, Benji, Jelani, Jamoy, despite the situation, we trust me. God's still good. Amen. Right? And if we put our trust, we our faith in it, we're going to see it through. Okay? There we go. So some of you might be puzzled today with the booklet and the pages being bent. This was specifically done to mark the various chapters in my sister's life. You see, Dorie Elvina Riviera Arrindel was not just an ordinary woman, she was a phenomenal woman. Affectionately called Dorie, Tita, Sister D, Dodo, she was special to all of us. Her presence here this afternoon definitely proves that. Dorie was born on the 22nd of December, 1970, to Lucia Rivera and the late Ronald Rivera. Daddy's resting peacefully right over there in Dorie, laid to rest right on top of it. She was the chubby, bouncing baby her parents had received as a gift just a few days before Christmas. Dorie was the baby of the family. Her older sister Annette and myself were excited to have her around and took good care of her. For us, she was that fat, round-skinned, chubby-cheeked dolly that every little girl had dreamt of having for Christmas. Her chubby cheeks became her signature. And believe it or not, they were the one thing that remained with her for her entire life. She was spoiled rotten by Daddy. Yes, Daddy, I said it. But her mother, Lucia, sitting right here, Mammy, was a disciplinarian. Trust me, what Dorie used to get away with from Daddy, she couldn't pull a one with me. Dorie had a fabulous childhood and enjoyed playing basketball, marbles, and dollhouse in the yard of her grandparents. She loved going to the beach and the adventures of picking wilts around the rocks. At an early age, she learned how to work hard, as her grandfather insisted that the children around the yard, no matter the age, helped with feeding the pigs, scaling fish, going to the pasture for the sheep, and picking coal. Even as a child, this was joy for her, just knowing she was able to help out. She enjoyed traveling too at a very early age, as this was important to our late father, who felt the need for us, his children, to understand that there was another world outside of Virgin Islands. He arranged for us to spend summer vacations in Barbados and Canada with his sister and other family members. Doriel looked forward to her occasional trips to Puerto Rico. Trust me, I was right there too. During the year, with our mother, Amy, I would say, to shop for school supplies and household items. She later adopted a trend and became the vacation planner for her family and friends. Her family and soul sisters, Lisa, Elsa, Yvette, Alicia, Coretta, they all can attest to this, with the fun memories they had on their frequent cruises. When her elder sister Annette relocated to Canada for educational purposes, this was some 40 plus years ago, the strength between Dorie and I became even closer. We looked out for each other. You see, we were just like 2 years back. So at some point, a lot of persons thought we were twins. Because Mammy, for some strange reason again, would always dress us alike. Anyway, so we looked forward, we looked out for each other, held one head, kept each other's secrets until death, including the good, the bad, and the ugly. And we were always there to celebrate all of our milestones. We enjoyed our daily conversations about what was happening in politics or upcoming events. Doriel attended the St. Mary's Primary School. Graduating from the Brigada Flags Educational Center Secondary Division was one of her proudest moments. She was excited to get out into the real world to work. She was employed for many years at the Little Dix Bay Hotel in reservations as a wholesaler coordinator and as an assistant supervisor in reservations. Growth was important, and she made a decision to venture out and join the government of the Virgin Islands Public Service in June of 1997. Her first assignment was as a clerical officer with the Department of Social Development. It was not long after her employment there, she was soon packing her bags and headed off to Jamaica in January of 2000 to pursue certification in principles and practices of social work at the University of the West Indies. In her continued quest for more knowledge, she pursued an associate degree in business administration from the age of college and completed it in 2009. Doriel realized that she had a niche for numbers and later transferred to the Inland Revenue Department, where she remained until her passing. She was an amazing mother. She had 2 sons, Jelani and Jamoy, who were her heartbeats. She worked hard to ensure that they had all that they needed. She would climb every mountain for them, but she was a no-nonsense, tough love kind of mother. We need a little bit more of them today. She always asks and reminded them to be respectful and the importance of getting a good education. The time she spent with Jelani and Jamoy were loving and short, but she will forever be in their hearts. When Doriel met Benjamin right here, she never knew that he was the husband that God had ordained for her. Their friendship blossomed quickly, and like any new relationship, had its ups and downs. I know that too. I used to be a little bit later sometimes. It did not take long for them to realize that their love for each other was genuine and work to rebuild their love and commitment to each other. Once Benji was formally introduced to her family, his first stop was to make it past her late father, Ronald Riviera, who gave him his blessing. And trust me, if anybody get Daddy blessed, it's just me and blessed. Because when it came to bringing a boyfriend or a male friend around the gate, I sure I was about 21 years and my father still was getting vexed. You understand? So Benji, you were very fortunate. Benji later took Dorie to his homeland St. Vincent to meet his mom and his family members there. They found excitement in planning of the wedding. I did most of it. Dorie was devastated that Daddy did not live to walk her down the aisle, with her eldest son Jelani on her side. To give her away, she walked down the aisle on the 15th of December 2018. Benji and Dorie joined in holy matrimony at the Valley Methodist Church. That was the day that the Lord had made. They rejoiced and were glad in it. Benji and Dorie became a team, working together, laughing together. They were always supportive of each other's goals and aspirations. Spending quality time with each other was important to them. Therefore, taking getaway trips to Antigua, St. Vincent, Barbados, and the Dominican Republic became highlights over the years. Benji became her husband, her partner, her dance master, and a member of a wider family. I remember, this is off the script. I remember when I saw that Benji, we were at a function one time and Benji started dance. I get close to my sister and then sis, you sure you're able with all of that? You understand? And all she could say is, who you talking to? This a Georgia, yes. Anyway, when Dorie became ill, Benji remained faithful and stayed right next to her. He remembered the vows that he made in sickness and in health, and he never left her side until she drew her last breath. The memories of Sunday, July 18th, 2021 would forever remain in our hearts, but for her husband Benjamin Arrindel, her departure has left a void, and he is totally heartbroken. She will forever be loved and missed. Doriel, for those of you who knew her well, would know that Dorie was a people's person. Her captivating smile was heartwarming, and her distinct laughter, as we would say, her cackle. Y'all know that cackle, right? You could hear Dorie from miles when she started to laugh without even seeing her. She was an excellent cook and baker. My size movie. Yes, she was an excellent cook and baker. She was the one to organize parties and beach picnics. Just another reason for the family to get together. She was the glue that kept the extended family together and always willing to lend that helping hand. Let the work she has done speak for her. As a young adult, Doriel dedicated her life to community service and the church. Her love for volunteering and participating in events in her homeland Virginia was her passion. She would normally emphasize that persons should get involved in the community, finding solutions and not just sit and complain, as that was no way to help anyone. She never hesitated to get on board to assist or to help whatever way possible. Even though she never played a sport, she loved watching basketball and softball. She served as president for the Summer Jam Basketball League. In addition, she was a member of the Virginia Festival Committee and also coordinator of the Virginia Easter Festival Cultural Fair, an event she took much pride in. After the 2017 hurricanes, she became more passionate and even more committed to humanitarian works and joined forces with the Virginia Resilience Team. Doriel didn't stop there for a minute and continued her community service outreach as a member of the Virginia Red Cross branch. Her attitude and determination to develop the system on their island was recognized and later became the team leader for the Red Cross. Cross Branch here in the island. As a baby, Dorie was christened at the Valley Methodist Church. This was her place of worship, and she attained membership as a young adult. She never forgot to put God first in all her efforts. From childhood to adulthood, she knew that God and her service to the church were very important. She was a faithful servant of God and worked diligently with her church groups to coordinate fundraising events, church concerts, and women's retreats. As we lay my dear sister, Dorie Elvina Riviera Arrindel, to rest, we will always remember the amazing chapters of her life. The good book she had written, the chapters as a mother to Jelani and Jamoy, as a daughter to my dear mother Lucia, Mammy as we call her, as a sister to myself, my sister Annie Canada, her extended sisters, Lisa, Yvette, Daphne, and all the others, an aunt, as a niece, a cousin, and of course as a dear friend, and the other chapters of her kind, loving, joyous character, the chapters of her service to church and community. From cover to cover, Dorie's life story is worth a second read. We now close her book and record this as the last page of her final chapter. And like every good story, upon its conclusion, we say, the end. May her soul rest in eternal peace.